Welcome to the only honest NFL Week 3 Power Rankings. I am your football genie, Brandon Perna, and if you want your team to not be cursed by my magic curse wheel, then you need to rub me the right way, which is you know where. My lower back, because it gets really tight from sitting. Or by using my code THATSGOOD at Underdog so I can make $1 million. Now, there are just 9 undefeated teams left. There are also 9 winless teams, including my Broncos, which means the force is perfectly balanced in the NFL. Now, at the end of the show, I will spin the wheel behind me to see what team it curses. So far, the wheel is 2-0, taking down the Cowboys last week and the Ravens the week before. If you're new to this channel, just ask everyone in the comments about how powerful this wheel is. First, we're going to heaven, and I'm placing the Rams there, who now have more injured players than healthy ones. That might not be exactly true, but it's pretty damn close. I knew they had some serious offensive line injury problems, but I didn't realize it was the whole fucking line. Cooper Kupp's going to IR, and that's the one that's gonna crush them after they already lost Puka Nacua. If you haven't picked up Demarcus Robinson in your fantasy, I suggest you do so now. I'm also putting Bryce Young in heaven, where he deserves to be healed by the light of God. Let's take 10 seconds for a moment of silence. Why 10 seconds?
Do you know in the last 10 games, the Carolina Panthers have led for only 10 seconds?
One issue with Bryce Young may not even be his fault. The Panthers are having him practice with the wrong kind of ball. How's he gonna get better at throwing, guys? Also, now that you're in heaven, Bryce, ask God to make you taller and faster and stronger. In purgatory, I've got the Broncos, the Bears, and the Panthers offenses. Cause you're the only 3 teams who have fewer offensive yards than your own punters. I knew it was bad, but Jesus Christ. And in hell, everyone in the AFC South not named the Texans. You're the only division with 3 winless teams, 2 of which were supposed to be competitive in the Colts and the Jaguars. Also in hell, any player John Gruden deems a player.
I wanted players. I didn't want any of these players. They want to go chasing people at night.
A Gruden grinder. I don't like those players. Number 12. This makes me sick. The Raiders. Okay, actually it doesn't. This is mostly an excuse to centrally discuss Gardner Minshew, who is tied with Matthew Stafford for the 2nd most passing yards in the league right now. Oh, and in a league where passing is dying, that gets me going. Oh, he's also tied with Trevor Lawrence and Brock Purdy for the most passing plays. Oh, of 20 or more yards at 9. And he leads the league in completions and completion percentage. I trashed the Raiders after week 1, sure, and Gardner's not out there tearing it up per se, but he can get the job done. If the Raiders can simply not be the worst rushing team in the league, which they are with just 98 yards in 2 games, they may have a nice season. At 11.5, the Packers. It was Tom Grossi's birthday this week. I hope you told him happy birthday. So I'm gonna do 2 nice things for him. 1, put the Packers in the power rankings, and 2, protect them from the curse here at 10.5. I think Green Bay probably loses if Anthony Richardson, doesn't throw 3 interceptions, but I really liked that they leaned on Josh Jacobs, giving him 32 carries. He averaged 4.7, and on that many touches, that's impressive. 53 total runs for the Cheeseheads. When Love comes back, he's going to have a nice run game to lean on. Hats off to Matty LaFleur for getting the best NFL ball we have seen from Malik Willis. God knows we're watching a lot of other coaches stink it up with inexperienced QBs. Sean Payton. Number 11, I've got the Seahawks. You handled business against my Broncos week 1 Seattle. Then you defeated the Patriots in overtime without Kenneth Walker, which means you did it without a run game. And I saw how important Walker was to your success week 1. At 2-0, you probably should be higher, sure, but considering the wins came against Bo Nix and Jacoby Brissett, I'm waiting to see you beat a team with the top tier QB. Seattle leads the NFL with the most team pressures right now with 50. That's a testament to Mike McDonald.
No more running down the wrong road.
Then hitting on Byron Murphy in the draft. Unfortunately, Seattle's top edge defender, Boye Mafe, left the game Sunday with a knee contusion, and he is second in the league right now with 15 pressures so far. Plus, he's got 2 sacks. His game status up in the air right now, but he's on pace for a breakout season either way. Number 10, the Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals may have had the most impressive loss of week 1, nearly upsetting the Bills in Buffalo in their opener. A week later, they invited the Rams into their house and absolutely flexed their muscle against a team that's now got their backs against the wall. Well, hell, the Ravens have their backs really just in the hospital. But still, it's looking like Kyler Murray is fully healthy and very comfortable in Drew Petzing's offense because he's got 0 interception-worthy throws through 2 weeks. He's also clearly seeing the field better than ever because he's turning his back and celebrating before the ball even gets into his receiver's hands. That will never backfire, Kyler. Just ask Nick Young. Ultimately, I really like this team. You have to shout out an offensive line that cleared the way for 231 rushing yards on 40 carries against the Rams. Number 9, the Vikings. How good has Sam Darnold been this year? Well, very good. How good has Sam Darnold been against the blitz this year? Well, he's been perfect. A passer rating of 158.3. Good for first in the league. Feel like we should call him the ballroom blitz at this point. If you remember, Darnold's grandfather was the Marlboro Man, which is fitting because Sam is absolutely smoking defenses right now. And just like his grandfather would have wanted, every defense he smokes will eventually die of lung cancer. Also, congrats to JJ McCarthy, who, yes, I heard your BS, has as many touchdown passes as Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix combined. Which is why I stacked them in my underdog pick'em game. I think Bo Nix will throw his first NFL touchdown pass, so I took the higher. I also think Caleb will get his first TD pass, but I don't think he gets 2, so I went lower on Caleb with 1.5 TDs, and Jaden only had passing yards to choose from. He's sitting at 210, which is a tough number to guess, but he's completing 75% of his passes, and I think he will build off his 226-yard day last week. Knowing that I picked these 3 guys in the higher or lower game on underdog, it surely will not hit, so you can play against my picks if you like. Just use my code, That's Good. We have generated now 1,664 signups, which means we're 8,336 away from hitting 10,000 signups. That's my goal. When I hit that goal, Underdog owes me $1 million. And when I get that $1 million, the first thing I'm doing, of course, is paying the IRS. Number 8, the Steelers. Now, I didn't think it was possible for a team to win 2 games with a combined 1 touchdown, but here we are. Justin Fields has won his first 2 starts as a Stella, and it's starting to look like it's his job to lose at this point. Why has he locked it down despite the offense scoring a single TD? Well, he's not fucking it up. 0 turnovers through 2 games. He's complementing a defense that's allowed 8 points a game so far. For what it's worth, he's also got a top 5 passer rating per PFF. I would be rooting for him at this point, but giving the petty game ball to Russell Wilson for his victory over Denver was a weak move. Grow a spine and give that ball to yourself, Justin. Number 7, I got the Lions. It doesn't happen too often, but when you can pressure Jared Goff, bad things happen for the Lions. Goff was 9 for 17 for 117 yards and 2 picks under pressure against the Bucs. So now you know, if you want to beat Goff, you just need to apply some pressure. The weird thing, though, is the Buccaneers, they were banged up front with Vita Vea and Kalijah Kancey not playing. Ben Johnson dialed up 55 passing attempts for Jared Goff, up from 28 week 1. Don't do that again, Ben. Gibbs and Montgomery and the line, they're too good to do that. Now, it doesn't get a lot easier for the Lions. Their next 4 games are as follows. At the Cardinals, home for Seattle, at the Cowboys, at the Vikings. They've also got the Packers and Texans on the road in back-to-back weeks 9 and 10. It's just a brutal schedule to start the year for Detroit, so they don't have a lot of time to find themselves. Number 6, the Chargers? J.K. Dobbins leads the league in yards. See what I did there? And he has just 27 carries. That's basically 20 fewer carries than the next 4 best backs. Jordan Mason, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, and Ramondre Stevenson, who all have 48 or 46 touches. By comparison, Derrick Henry, just 19th right now in the league with 130 rushing yards. Now, I get that the Ravens ran out of patience with Dobbins and his health, but it feels like Jim took advantage of his older bro. Who's getting the wet willies now, John? Who's getting them now, John? Also, here's what's crazy. The Chargers are 2-0, and they're just starting to gel. They're not fully at where Earthworm Jim wants them to be, and they're probably a few weeks out from that. I believe these early wins are huge for the Chargers because this is a team that's building to win December football. And when they get there, if they stay healthy, they could easily be fighting for a top spot in the AFC West.
That boy run like a gazelle. It looks slow-mo, but that boy actually moving. Exactly. My little legs would have been...
Your little legs ain't going nowhere.
Number 5, I've got the Buccaneers. Ah yes, after a crippling 0-2 start to the season, my Denver Broncos have to go on the road to play the red-hot Tampa Bay Buccaneers in sticky-ass Florida. Just what the doctor ordered for a team that has no idea what it's doing. The Buccaneers are now 2-0 to start the season for the 4th year in a row, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised that a good team who brought back most of all of its players is a good team again. This team is 4th in scoring and 6th in defense, so they're about as balanced as it gets. Unfortunately, it seems that Baker is carrying the load on offense because his rushing attack is sitting at just 30th in the league in yards per carry through 2 games, which, to be fair, is an improvement after finishing dead last in that category a year ago. And like the Broncos, Bo Nix, Baker led his team in rushing yards in their win against the Lions. Baker only completed 12 passes in that game and, of course, was sacked 5 times. Denver's pass rush has looked a bit better than expected. Thank you, Zach Allen. And the Buccaneers' offensive line a bit worse. So we'll see if Denver has similar success as the Lions in terms of getting to Baker off the edge. If they do, then we kind of know what the Bucs' weakness is. Number 4, the Texans. CJ Stroud is such a good leader that he's already mentoring his opponents.
Hey, stop taking those hits.
Yeah, I know.
Hey.
Yeah.
He's bored. He's already bored. He's out there trying to help struggling rookies.
Look, come here. Learn from those mistakes, and everything that you got, bro, is in you already, bro. You're going to be a hell of a player in this league.
Yeah.
All right, boy.
Appreciate it.
For sure.
To up the competition for himself, Stroud has to be one of the most mature second-year quarterbacks since maybe Andrew Luck. Next thing you know, CJ's little goatee, that's going to be a full-blown neck beard. The other major standout for this Houston team is obviously wide receiver Nico Collins, who has 252 yards through 2 games. That's 52 more yards than Chris Godwin, who's in 2nd place in the league right now. And rookie corner Kamari Lassiter is looking like a steal. He's been targeted 10 times and only allowed 3 receptions for 33 yards. He has a pick, and he allowed a passer rating of 0 when targeted last week, which I don't know, against the Bears, what that actually means. Number 3, the Chiefs. Hollywood Brown out for the season. Isaiah Pacheco fractured his fibula and is expected to miss 6 to 8 weeks. The Chiefs are a C-word's hair away from being 0-2, but that's what makes the Chiefs so good, right? They always seem to be on the right side of that little hair. And they just signed running back Kareem Hunt, who of course rhymes with the C-word, right? They have those wins while getting absolutely nothing from tight end Travis Kelce in the receiving game. That's going to change, probably this week, but I moved to rename the Kansas City Chiefs the Kansas City C-words. Who's with me? Who's with me? Who is with me, I say? Some of you? One of the worst parts of this is I actually want to see Carson Steele get some more action. And I'm still holding out hope for the inevitable collision between white running back Carson Steele and white corner Riley Moss. Number 2, the Bills. Buffalo has scored more points this season and allowed fewer points than the Chiefs. So yeah, I really do think the Bills are better right now. One of the biggest revelations for the Bills though this year, or maybe just reliefs, has been the reemergence of Von Miller as a dominant pass rusher. According to Pro Football Focus, he's the 6th best pass rush win rate artist in the NFL to go with his 9 pressures and 2 sacks. Rarely does a vet start producing at age 35 in the 3rd year of a 3rd huge contract, but that's what Von is doing right now. And here's a surprising stat. I think everyone would concede that Josh Allen is a top 3 QB in the NFL, but the Bills have the second fewest passing attempts in the league through 2 weeks. I know that's dirty. It's a dirty thing to say, but they're doing it. And to quote LL Cool J, they're doing it well. Again, passing is dying. Buffalo is supporting Josh Allen through a sturdy run game, and their pass game is efficient as a result of that. Because they're third in yards per attempt right now, they can build off that foundation for smart football, knowing when Allen needs to turn it on, he will. Oh, he will. And number 1 this week, the Saints. You made me look smart, New Orleans. I'll never forget that. 2 weeks in a row, you're at number 1. Maybe the Cowboys suck, I don't know. And I don't care. New Orleans has scored 91 points in 2 games. That's the second most since the NFL-AFL merger in 1970. The only team to score more was the 2009 Saints, who had 93 points. And they won the Super Bowl that year with Drew Brees and some head coach whose name is slipping my fucking memory right now. But I want to shout out rookie tackle Tallahassee Fuega. Talisi, Fuega, Captain Fuega, who through 2 games hasn't given up a single pressure. Joe Alt has received a ton of praise, rightfully so, but Fuega has been equally dominant. Fuega faced Micah Parsons last week, and not allowing that man to touch Derek Carr should literally get Fuega a sainthood. And as the great Johnny Bark said, Saints fans must have let the windows down in their car because they're finally feeling the breeze again. That's right. Let's let the breeze ride again. Oh God, it almost fell over. Don't forget, I got my coffee over at benchwarmershop.com. All the cursed logos you saw today, available in shirt form at benchwarmershop.com. What do we got? Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, 7. Lucky number 7. Not lucky this week now. Who's at 7? Who the heck did I put at 7? Who the fuck's at 7? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, God. No. 7. 7 is the Detroit Lions. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Detroit. No, I'm sorry, Detroit. Oh, shit. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. The dumbest power rankings out there. I love you guys for watching this show. I am thrilled. It's one of my best performing videos every week. And that's because all of you are as crazy as me. Never forget that.